Hello and welcome to your Illyriad tutorial video. In this video we will be discussing the world map. Navigation of the world map can take place in several ways. First, you can use the scroll wheel on your mouse to zoom in and out, like so. You can also use the plus and minus zoom in and zoom out buttons right here. Or you can drag to zoom using the scale here. With an active Prestige account, you have even more levels of zoom, which you can see here. You can zoom out to a very great distance. To center on your town in the world map, click on the Center on Your Town button inside of the compass. So if I were to go exploring and then want to get back home quickly, I can click on that button. There are a number of checkboxes below the world map that you can use to show or hide certain features, including towns, sovereignty, encampments of NPCs, moving units, and resources, as well as the terrain. You can also choose to show or hide labels such as regions, town names, and faction hubs. You can also show or hide things such as grid lines and your diplomatic visibility, which if checked on and you zoom out to appropriate levels, will show you the visibility range of your diplomats in your town. So anything inside the circle your diplomats can see, but outside they cannot. As you explore the world map, you'll see all of the different squares around you have their own terrain bonuses, which you can see on the right-hand side of the screen. For example, this is an unclaimed area of plains that has a different resource distribution than the square next to it. Squares may also have additional sovereignty structure bonuses, like this example that has 3% to books production per hour per level of the paper mill. The other important thing to note about different areas of the map is the underlying terrain. For example, this is a wooded glade, which counts as a small forest, and this is a large hill, versus this area that is plains. These sorts of terrain bonuses come into play in military actions on this square. So if you have a certain type of troop that does better on plains, it will perform better on this square than this square, for example. As you scroll around the map, you'll also see other player towns. For example, these are my neighbors right here. If you click on their town, you can see the player profile. You can also send this person resources. You can send diplomats to their town to do things like spy and scout. You can send an army to attack the player if you wanted, cast a spell, which could help or hinder your neighbor, or you can send a message via in-game mail to this player. So the world map is a very important method that you'll use to interact with other players in the world, to see their towns, the town's size, the name, and their location. Also on the world map, you'll see things such as moving units. An example is right here, which is this caravan. The arrows above it show the direction the caravan is moving, and the color yellow shows that it is neutral to me. So that's a caravan moving in between two players' towns that's passing by mine. Down here, you'll notice a trumpet icon with arrows. This shows a moving diplomatic unit. The yellow shows that it's neutral to me, so it isn't coming to my town, but it's going somewhere else. Right here, you'll see a moving army unit with the yellow flag and the sword. This means an army is moving from one place in the map to another, and the yellow indicates that it is neutral to me. The number of arrows next to any moving unit on the map show the relative speed of that particular item. For example, you can see this caravan is moving much more quickly than this army. Another item that you'll notice on the world map are encampments of NPCs. In this example, we see a group of wild dogs. You'll notice an image of the animal with a banner behind it showing its neutral status. If you click on the group of wild dogs, you can choose to send diplomats, which could scout the size of the group of dogs, or you could send an army to combat the dogs. Another feature you'll notice on the world map are harvestable resources. They look just like the icons for resources in your resource bar, but they are distributed throughout the map randomly. So if you click on this right here, you'll see an abandoned mill. That means there's some food there that can be harvested. So if you click on that and choose Harvest Resources, you can send a certain number of caravans to gather those. For now, I'll just send 2 caravans to that location. This then takes me to the Trade Movements page, where I can see my outbound trade movements. The caravans are now en route to harvest those resources. If I click on the location, I can view Centered on Map. And out from my city, Luna Land right here, you'll see a caravan moving towards those resources. The Illyriad world map, as you've probably noticed, is quite large in scope. If you view the strategic map version, you can see all the different areas in game, and their regions and towns within, including desert, wasteland, beaches, lakes, rivers, and forests. The variety of locations in Illyriad on the world map is immense. If you want to travel great distances, you can use the strategic map. Click anywhere on it, and it'll take you to that square on the tactical map. We'll go back to the strategic map and discover an area in the Western Realms. So when you need to travel great distances, this is one way that you can do it. Another way that you can travel to a specific location on the world map is to type in the coordinates here and type go. So for example, if we wanted to go to 100, it would take us there. And then if we wanted to go back home, just click on the Center on your Town button. It'll take you back home.